You're watching News X. My name is Vineet Malhotra. Well, the Sushant Singh Rajput death probe seems to be bringing out new details on a regular basis rather than a daily basis. Today, the ED questioned Priya Chakravarti's brother, and News X accessed inside details of that questioning. As per sources, Ria's brother was questioned on his companies, and many irregularities were also discovered. Additionally, Ria's CA, chartered accountant, has revealed concerning facts about Ria and Shauvik's accounts. Jia Chakravarti also broke her silence today, and in a subtle response to the gold digger accusations, she posted pictures of a notebook in which she claimed that Sushant Singh had written gratitude notes for her and her family. Posting a picture of a flask which allegedly belongs to Sushant, she said that the flask is his only property in her possession. We'll talk more about this with our guest. Joining me on the program right now is Faizan Kareem. He's a filmmaker. We will also be joined by Rabia Khan, Jia Khan's mother, Abba Singh lawyer, who will also be on the panel with us. Faizan, let me start by asking you a very simple question. It seems complicated at this point in time that Sushant Singh Rajput's death has not been solved, and it is not even expected to be solved very early. The CBI has just taken over, but the kind of layers that keep emerging on a regular basis, some of them actual, and some of them, in fact, put up by social media, have only gone on to give a different hue and color to his death. What is your assessment of what's happening, and where do you see yourself? In fact, when you judge Sushant's case, where do you in fact conclude it at?
See, Vineet, firstly, thank you for having me on your show. I have taken this stand since the very beginning. I have said that this was always a mental health issue. And the problem with this is that mental health has been given a backseat. So I have been saying since the very beginning that when this actor committed suicide, at that time there were certain actors from the industry coming out and saying that, oh, nepotism is the cause, and this is the main reason why he was not being given films. And then there were charges being made on certain filmmakers and producers. And where are those people now? They when the questioning started, suddenly the narrative shifted from being the producers and the filmmakers being blamed to now the girlfriend being blamed. So, it is a typical Indian mindset where you tend to blame the woman. It's a misogynistic sort of a thought process that, oh, if he's committed suicide, then, it must be something to do with his girlfriend or his wife. But that's not the case here, because, I mean, think about it. Like, since mental health was, given a backseat in this whole case, her point of view has really not been considered by anyone till now, because our standards have become that oh, if anyone is famous, anyone is successful, anyone has money, how can they be suffering from mental health gets stigmatized, and that is unfortunately what has happened in this case. That is my viewpoint.
Well, it's a very convincing argument that you make, and Rabia Khan, Jia Khan's mother, also joins us on the broadcast. Abba Singh, lawyer, is also here with us. Good evening to both of you. Rabia Khan, Faizan just made a very important point. He said that too much conclusion has been drawn into what happened to Sushant Singh Rajput. In fact, we haven't even heard, the other side of the story. We haven't heard from any of the people who are perhaps being named. More people are, in fact, coming up on a regular basis, and nobody is being heard from rather, and still conclusions are being drawn. It seems to be a trial without the appropriate investigation being made. Your thoughts?
Well, good evening, everyone. My thoughts are, in my daughter's case or Sushant's case, it's the police who comes on the crime scene. It's the police who has got to look into the facts, whether it is a suicide or a homicide. Even if the world or whosoever the enemies or hostile people are blaring that it is a suicide due to depression, police's duty is to look into the facts, not listen to the stories. That's police's job, right? Even whether it is Mahesh Bhatt or whether it is some psychological report, a fake psychological report coming up, they have got to look into the facts. I would say look
Rabia
into the
Khan,
facts.
The Mumbai police is considered to be one of the best, not only in the country but in the world. They are, in fact, compared to the Scotland Yard. Are you insinuating that they haven't done their job properly, especially in your daughter's case as well?
Let me tell you, when FBI offered their assistance, because my daughter was an American citizen, right, and we are British, uh, uh, the CP of the police, which is the police commissioner, said we don't need FBI assistant. The American consulate also went with us. They blatantly said that we are competent enough. So where are the facts of the homicide? Where are the facts of depression? Where are the facts of suicide? I am talking about everyone to look at the facts, not stories. Please, I am saying FACT, facts. Tell the police, give us the facts. Emphasize on facts. Don't divert stories of depression and this and that by police not focusing on the facts. If public will ask for
You know,
the facts.
but Ravi, I can't. Sushant Singh's psychiatrist, his therapist,
Oh,
has also spoken out. So that does
listen,
confirm one thing, that he was consulting someone for issues.
Listen, if my husband tomorrow pushes me to go and see a psychiatric, that something is wrong with me, right? And because I am a partner, okay, I will go. All right, I'll go. Because since you're telling me and insisting me every day like a mantra, so I will go. If I have gone there, doesn't qualify me as a case of depression. Do you understand me? It is not. I have been forced to go there. Once I go there and register myself, and I'm persuaded by my girlfriend or my husband, I don't become a depressed person. I am saying, look at the facts. Has police got that psychiatric out? Has police gone to that psychiatric whose videos are being viral by Barkhadat? No. I mean, how stupid of such journalism, because bringing out these. And another thing, a professional will never disclose confidentiality. She's breaching her professional.
Oath. It's the Hippocratic
Yes,
oath that a doctor takes.
absolutely. She should be behind bars, and she should be talking to those people who are pushed up, maybe paid her to come with that kind of a story. It's pathetic. I am telling the police, Mumbai police, to bring out the facts. Bring out the facts and bring out those criminals, because Bombay police, if they are very competent, they say they are competent enough from Scotland Yard and FBI, they put them behind. My CBI officer told me, Madam, hum to 20 saal purane gade murde ukhad dete hain. Means we can dig graves, 20-year-old graves also. So then do it, na? My daughter's case is 7.5 years case. What about Sushant? It's only a month. Then dig out, no, if you're so competent. Where has your competency gone? Who is pressurizing you?
Okay, Abba Singh, you're a lawyer. The question I have for you is, not only for me, but a lot of people, in fact, everybody is following this case. For most people, it came as a surprise also that how swiftly the enforcement directorate became involved in questioning Ria. Obviously, there are certain things that need to be ascertained before the ED, a very serious agency, comes to the fray. What has been your assessment of all that has transpired in this case? There are places which have overlapped each other. There are angles which have shifted periodically. It was nepotism earlier on, and now it's boiled down to depression, which was caused as a result of Ria exercising immense influence over Sushant Singh Rajput. This has become a motley of information which is coming in. How easy or difficult will it be for the application of law into this complexity?
Vinny, the bigger issue is that even before the jurisdiction issue was decided, they were not ready to wait even for 3 days, because that was the time the Supreme Court gave to submit an affidavit from Mumbai, from Bihar, and from Sushant's father. But even before that hearing could take place, because in the first place, if it was a zero FIR, it should have been clubbed with the Mumbai case, because the crime had happened in Mumbai. But ED jumped in, and Section 3 of the Money Laundering Act very clearly says that proceeds of the crime. If any money has come from a proceeds of the crime, then ED comes in to investigate. So what are the proceeds of the crime? You mean to say what Sushant Singh earned because he spent it on Ria, it becomes proceeds of the crime? Also, there are different issues. The father says 15 crores, but the CA says there were never 15 crores in the account. So ED jumping in has really raised doubts on the credibility of the ED, because it could have waited for Supreme Court. And also the initial demand was always for a CBI probe. And we all know that CBI could only come through if Maharashtra had asked for it, or it was Bombay High Court or Supreme Court that had ordered the CBI probe. Since both the things were not happening, the clandestine manner, the clandestine secret manner in which Bihar registered a case and sent 4 cops. Why could they not talk to DG? I would like to ask Mr. Subodh Jaiswal, who is Director General Maharashtra, did Bihar police call him up? Or CP Mumbai, did they get him information that people from Bihar are coming? So, of course, it became later on a fight between Bihar police and Maharashtra police. And when Bihar was not interested, in fact, from day one, Bihar did not want to investigate. The FIR in Bihar was written only so that the case could be given to CBI. And in 4 days, Bihar did what Maharashtra was not ready to do. Although I still have hope in the Supreme Court that truth will come out. The brazen manner, so many people are telling lies. Social media is full of fake videos, fake pictures. And the way today, some channel is running that nude body of Disha Salian was found and the post-mortem report says this. And when the parents have come out on record and requested that we've lost our only child and she was not raped, so what is happening? I want to know what are the hidden interests of these people who are trying to make this issue into such out of blown proportions. You've got,
Right,
you've got CBI, you've got Bihar police and Mumbai police. I want to say only NIA and military police is left. You mean to say Riya Chakrabarti is the biggest con man in the country, and when ED should be investigating Mehul Choksi, it should be investigating Malia. They've left everything and they've come here because she was in a live-in relationship. Had she been a wife, there would be no tongues wagging. But let me tell you, as per the Domestic Violence Act, live-in relationship, the woman has equal rights. In fact, the children can inherit property, she can claim maintenance. So I am appalled the way this case is being going on.
Right, Anava, I must get a quick reaction from you on what Mr. Narayan Rane also said. In fact, he conducted a press conference in which he read out excerpts of a WhatsApp which detailed as to what happened on the intervening night of June the 13th, a day before Sushant Singh Rajput committed suicide. What did you
I don't know what are the compulsions for Mr. Narayan Rane to tell such lies, because Dino Moria has come out and said there was no party in his house. Suraj Pancholi says there was no party in his house. They have all the evidences. In fact, Bihar police was here for 10 days. Could they not collect the CDRs to prove at least one point that where the party took place? Okay, you don't have faith in Mumbai police, but let Bihar police tell when did that party take place and who all were the people there. I am waiting for the report of Bihar police when it comes out in Supreme Court. Let them prove where the party was. In fact, issues are that because there is a non-BJP government in Maharashtra, and after Rajasthan, all aims are to destroy this government, to demolish this government, and that is why all BJP leaders are telling lies. And it is Bihar elections. Everybody can see the writing on the wall that there is Bihar elections, and since Sushant was from Bihar, nobody is interested in the well-being of Sushant, because if anybody was concerned, if at one point of time his movies were being taken away, why did these MPs who are tweeting, where was Rupa Ganguly, where was Nishikant Dubey, where was Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, or whoever has spoken, Pappu Yadav and the likes, why could you not send one letter saying that why his movies are being taken or why he's not been allowed to act? As long as he was alive, not a single politician came. And now, just to get benefit out of it, everybody is trying to show their artificial love for Sushant Singh Rajput.
Right, absolutely. And Faizan, you have also, sort of implicated a philosophical angle to this entire episode. How do you respond, to planks which are being, in fact, pushed forward by governments now? There's going to be election in Bihar. So, obviously, the Nitish government has not done well owing to a number of reasons and failures. And now they want to use Sushant Singh Rajput's name to further their political agenda. Isn't that bordering on debauchery?
See, my viewpoint on that is that initially it was never something that, the government was really interested in. It was not something that they were pushing for. Initially, it was an agenda that was created by Kangana Ranawat. Let's be clear here that it was a nepotism issue. It's a nepotism issue, and we all know
which has died down now. Which has died down.
Which is nowhere in the picture now. So when she had created this thing of like, oh, it's a nepotism issue, at that time there was a certain section that follows her on Twitter. So that section, that particular troll army, retweeted and kept pushing this thing forward that, oh, this is a murder, this is not a suicide. And eventually what happened? What did we see next? We saw Shikhar Suman going to Bihar, to meet the parents and saying that, oh, I'm going to meet the parents and, we are going to ask for a CBI inquiry. Shekhar Suman being from Bihar, Sushant being from Bihar. So, eventually when he went there and he met the family, he came back and he said, oh, you know what? Let's not push it because the family is not interested in pushing this case. At that time, that was his stand. And suddenly, the family was not interested in filing this thing. And suddenly, after 10 days, you see, suddenly the DGP in Bihar has suddenly taken interest in the case. And, now it's a FIR is being filed in Bihar. And that is the exact moment when things started becoming political. So my point is that because of it being the government now...
Is there a new law according to you, Faizan? Is there a new law?
This is a totally new law, Vineet. This is the kind of law I have never seen in this country, because I'll tell you what, a mental health issue is so important. It is being drowned by the media noise. It is being, and misogynistic comments. Ria herself had posted on her Instagram saying that, oh, you know what, please initiate a CBI inquiry. I don't mind, please do. I'm requesting you with folded hands. Please initiate a CBI inquiry. Immediately before that, she had also posted rape threats that she was getting. She had also posted abuses that she was getting. Why would anyone do that? Why would anyone do that? I mean, unless they are being harassed about it, they will not go online and say, please stop me. Okay, you know what? You're harassing me? Fine. Stop harassing me. Guys, please do a CBI inquiry. That's exactly what she did. And look at the mess she's caught in now. No one, Vineet, is willing to see it from her point of view. And I beg the audiences of India to please, for once, just look at this from her point of view as well.
Right.
She may be a victim.
In fact, have we been too desperate to pronounce someone guilty before their guilt has been in fact proven in a court of law?
Yes, of course. This is a media trial. Yeah.
I can see you want to respond.
Trial. It's not a...
Yeah, it is a media trial. Rabi Khan, I see that you want to respond. Go ahead, make your point. But let me also tell you that Suraj Pancholi also did come out and plead his innocence. He said that he's not involved in this as a matter of fact, he even mentioned you in some of the interviews which he's given.
Yeah.
He said that it's him who has been hounded for the past 9 years. It's his career that has been destroyed.
Yeah. Excuse me. These people are, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. For Ria Chakravarti, who's been his girlfriend, right? She should have said what I feel, that yes, my boyfriend was going through the lows because Disha got murdered, or Disha fell down, or was found dead, and I want to know the facts. Why is Ria Chakravarti hand in glove with those people with the depressed stories? She is a girlfriend. Same thing, Suraj Pancholi came that Jiah was depressed. Who is instigating these depressed stories? My daughter was never depressed. CBI has outright dismissed the depression story and said that he is the guy who's saying she was depressed. It is him who is saying it is a suicide. And coming back to Suraj Pancholi, right? He is an accused. While the police officer themselves said, we want to punish him. We want to, because they know the truth. And his career, he can pursue with the court. The court has to send me a subpoena if they need me. A prosecutor needs my assistance, I will come there. But they don't need, because they don't need my assistance in abetment to suicide, right? They need my assistance when there is a 302. And that is what I am saying. I will come and assist the court. You change the charges. I am not going to go for Ria Chakravarti's story and Suraj Pancholi's stories, because they are partners in crime, and they are the people who should be taken into account, because both of them were very close to their partners. Why is she hiding the facts? Why is she hiding the facts?
Do you think
on one side you are asking for facts, on the other
Fazan. Fazan, 1 second.
Yes, come on with the facts.
Fazan, okay, all right, Fazan, you can put your question. Let me ask a question, Rabi Khan. Rabi Khan, do you think that the entire course of law should first, in fact, be expedited, and then we should come to some conclusions whether it was depression or was there a larger conspiracy to kill this man?
It is the duty of the police officers to come out with the facts to the public, right? Not believe the public, but they are the officers. They have got the authority. They can go and raid places. They can go and get forensic experts. They can do
But
everything.
there's
They have
something called
all
as
the
due
authority.
process. There's something called as due process. It will take time.
So before the due process, why do police officers, that in my case, within 2 hours, the police has not even come. Police officer says it is a foul play, and the police officer announced suicide. Can you believe it? And then CBI comes, the case goes to CBI because there are too many facts that are hidden, and CBI dismisses the police's story completely. So look at it. That is why the facts need to come out. And then CBI gets under pressure. And when they are going towards the right direction, as the mandate of the as the mandate of the High Court, that look at it, whether it is homicide or suicide, when they dismiss the suicide story and going towards the homicide, they are suppressed. They are suppressed.
Okay.
No ligature has been given to forensic doctors.
I want to ask Abha Singh a question. Abha Singh, any case, be it murder, be it suicide, be it accident, in your experience, there will always be loopholes which can be tweaked, which can be manipulated into giving it a different shape. There is never going to be a case which is open and shut. Even if you talk about the Sushant Singh Rajput probe, there are different theories coming in. For example, the theory about bringing his body down. There are 4 different accounts. The ambulance driver says he brought it down. The police say they brought it down. The friend says he brought it down. The servant says he was the one who was carrying it downstairs. So there will be loopholes in every case. There is no such thing as an open and shut case.
Now with social media coming, all types of stories can be generated. You can have 10 versions. But the main thing is when it comes to the Supreme Court or the High Court, in fact, in this case, it will go to the Session Court, they will go by evidences. As I was hearing, if there were mental issues, the Indian Evidence Act very clearly says that the medical opinion would be taken of experts. So it would be the doctors who are going to say, not the cook, not the driver, not the friend, but what was his mental status. So number one is the facts, which Rabia Khan also says. It is fact. She's very right. The CBI also could not do anything in Jiah Khan's case. Today the case remains a mystery. So all these people who are asking for CBI, even in Arushi case, in fact, the local IG said that it was a case of honor killing, and immediately something started of killing UP police, that UP police is messing up with evidences, UP police is doing that, and the case was given to CBI, and CBI, after all investigation, came to the same report. So the issue is if the investigation is being done, and Faizan is very right that this investigation was derailed primarily because Kangana Ranaut sent out a different tangent, and she wanted everybody to be investigated for nepotism. And let me tell you, till the time criminality is proved, nepotism is not a crime. It is good for debates, it's good for discussion, and of course there should be no nepotism.
So are you saying, Abha Singh, that she leveraged this opportunity to pass off her own personal grudges and grouses against Bollywood? Is that what you're saying?
Of course, you are an intelligent person. You've already said out what the truth is. That
okay, Abha, you also spoke. Right, Abha, you also spoke of expert opinion being sought by the courts. Ms. Susan Walker, psychiatrist of Sushant Singh Rajput, has already spoken to a number of journalists, and she's given out sensitive information about the condition of his health. How is the case compromised then?
No, the case is not compromised because she has spoken out. The issue is here that, no, listen, what the medical ethics, the medical council of the country says, there's a medical ethics act which clearly says that in the interest of public, you can give out the facts. It is private information, but if it is required for public interest, it can be given out. Yes, she should have not spoken to the television. It should have gone to the court. But nonetheless, it does not deny the fact that he had depressive issues. So those evidences will be taken up, not of those generated by social media, not by the cook, and all the stories are being
Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Faizan, Rabia Khan, and Abha, appreciate you joining us and giving us your insightful perspective on this very important matter.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.